This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. Thank you so much to EA for letting me capture this early access work-in-progress footage. Alright guys, welcome to my first gameplay of Madden 23, and I'm actually here doing a post-commentary. This was my very first game that I played, just recording it without the face cam against a fellow content creator who is also part of the EA Game Changers program. And so I'm just going to kind of chill with you guys and kind of talk through some of my first impressions of my first time actually being on Madden 23. I played the beta, and there are some things in this that were similar to the beta, and there are some things that were very different from the beta. And so I believe I came out in the New York Jets playbook, and I wanted to try gun split close. I've kind of had this interest in gun split formations every year. They never seem to work out for me, but every year I want to give them a shot anyway. And so right off the bat, I'm in gun split close because why not? And just be clear, this is like a casual game. We're not like playing to win. We're very much just kind of casually trying different things out. Not too concerned with the score. You'll even see later on, I'm even gonna like be calling timeout for him when he has no timeouts, just so he can get more plays in. Because the goal of these early games, guys, is just to get an understanding for the game. We're not trying to, sweat our butts off. We're just trying to have fun and kind of get a feel for things. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and hand off to the running back. And I was actually pretty surprised at how well his defender disengaged. And guys, that's going to be a common theme, I think, in Madden 23 is on running plays, you're going to see a lot of disengages. It is all over the place. I feel like run blocking just isn't very good. Now right here, I'm going to motion out that outside receiver on the C route and then end up throwing to the flat and got a really weird animation on the flat. I feel like my momentum kind of went the wrong direction, so that was kind of weird, but whatever. Now on 3rd and 8, I'm going to this halfback wheel play, which I really remember liking back in like Madden 21. And I'm going to throw to my B receiver. It really should have been a lurk. Typically it's only linebackers that struggle to jump, but right there it seemed like his safety kind of reached out sideways rather than jumping straight up. I really feel like in Madden 22, the safety jumps up and catches that, so I was a little surprised to see that, but I'll take the first down. I'm going to go back to running the ball now, and just once again, the running back lead blocking is having a really tough time blocking that defender. Like if that block gets made, I think there's a lot of running room, but without that block being made, we're really going nowhere. So back to halfback wheel once again, and this time I am throwing a very contested corner out, but we come down with it anyway. And once again, a weird animation where momentum seems to go in the wrong direction. And that kind of touches on the second thing I'm noticing so far, guys, is that ag catches are back this year. That shouldn't even be an ag catch, but somehow we came out with the ag catch. So that's right now really 2 balls that should be interceptions, but I still have the ball. And once again, that run is not working. I really need to just get away from that run, but I was determined to give it a shot anyway. So on this first drive, guys, I'm a little concerned that things are looking a little bit like Madden 22 in terms of not punishing people for mistakes on offense, but we'll see how the game ends up unfolding. Right there, we had actually a really nice route combo on the play scat and was able to hit a guy on a hitch who kind of got in a soft spot between the zones. And we're going to hand it off, and just yet again, that block is incapable of being made, and we have a guy frozen on the field in a 3-point stance after the play. So just being honest, guys, just feeling a little bit shaky at the start of the game so far, but it is a work in progress, so things can absolutely still change. This time we're going to actually throw a really bad interception. Don't know what I was looking at there, but my opponent goes down because once again, guys, it's not a serious game. We're just kind of messing around with things. But that was also, I think, my signal that like I shouldn't be in gun split. I need to try out something else, even though we're just messing around. If I'm making reads that bad, it's like, all right, let's just get out of it. So now on the defensive side of the ball, I'm in $326, which is the same thing that I was running back at the end of Madden 22. And you guys saw I did the loop blitz. I teach you how to do that over on my website, sprucegoose.gg. And the loop blitz still works at $326. I was kind of hoping that this would be patched because I don't really think it's great for the game, but it still works. And at least for the first part of the year, I think that loop blitzing is going to be extremely popular. Now, right there, he did pick up the loop blitz, and he did have a really nice throw to his receiver, but Jordan Poyer has a zone KO ability. I don't know which one it is. I would assume that would be deep in zone KO. I didn't actually check, but you did see how it lit up, and he got the knockout animation, so I'm really grateful for that. I think that zone KO abilities will be very, very popular especially in Ultimate Team, once we get to actually play the game. Now, right here, he's going to throw to a guy who I think was open, but Acrobat lit up. Tre'Davious White made an incredible play. And so far in this game, I feel like I'm definitely on the luckier side of things. I don't think either of his throws were bad at all. But the zone KO knockout is legit. But right there, I mean, an acro kind of around his head. I don't love it, but I'll obviously take it. For me benefiting from it, I'll take it. From a gameplay perspective, I don't love it. Now, right here, guys, corner routes, I think, are going to be very strong in Madden 23. And you saw right there just how open that corner route got. He was in a cover 2 shell. I expect a lot of cover 2 shells to be popular because something that we're kind of figuring out early on is that I think that cover 3 can get bombed really easily. And so because of that, I'm going to expect more cover 2 shells. And corner routes, they do a pretty good job at attacking cover 2, at least if, you know, now that was a deeper corner route than typical for attacking cover 2, but in general, corner routes, very strong against cover 2. Now, right here on 1st and goal, I'm just going to go ahead and run the ball, see if I can get a couple yards. And you can see that, like, I just don't have a lot of faith in the run game right now. Some things that I'm seeing are that I just think that O-line blocking logic still needs a little bit of tuning. I think they're sometimes struggling to identify the defenders right in front of them. Now, fortunately right there, the blocking did actually hold up really well, and we walked right into the end zone, and so we're on the board. I do think that, like, the base plays might have the potential to be better than inside zones. There's still a lot of uncertainty, but it has the potential. Now, right here, this is a setup from last year, kind of like that double in sail setup. And once again, it is back, guys. So in a trip set, you've got a corner route from the inside receiver and in routes from the middle and outside receivers. And zones really, really struggle to guard that. And so I was kind of hoping that would be patched. It is back. Will it get patched this year? I sure hope so, because it was really annoying last year to have to play against that. But it is what it is. We got a completion and the 2-point conversion, and we are up 8-0. Now, right here, we are back in $326. I have the blitz set up once again. I'm also QB spying my defensive tackle because I don't really expect him to be running the ball. You can see that we got the looper on one side. We got crazy disengages on the other side. It almost seems like the D-line might be on a timer, like a faster timer than last year with these disengages. And so people who want to spend a lot of time in the pocket might be really struggling this year passing the ball. So just keep that in mind when you are playing Madden 23 for the first time. Now right here, the looper's coming around again, and he did a great job hitting the seam. Guys, seam routes are going to be really strong this year. Regardless of whether people are playing cover 3 or not, seam routes are going to be really good, and especially if they're in cover 3, then you absolutely want to hit the seam. And I'm in a cover 3 shell, at least I was on the previous play, and he found the weak spot. He hit the seam for a huge gain. Right there, I switched to a cover 2 shell. He wasn't quite expecting it, and so DB fired 2, which was another really popular blitz out of dollar last year. Looks like it's still good again this year. We get edge pressure from both sides, and we get the sack to put him in a 2nd and 23. Now right here, I did not get the loop blitz set up, and so I'm just giving up 3 yards over the middle. You can see that he tried a spin move, and in Madden 22, and a lot of us who have played a lot of Madden 22, we have these instincts to do spin moves, but the spin moves are not nearly as good this year, and so I think that maybe jukes, or maybe like Reaper Stick, if you're familiar with that, that might be more popular this year, but spin moves, while not completely useless, they're far less powerful than they were in Madden 22. Now right here, he's got a wide open wheel route. Just a really good route combo from him to kind of get the wheel route in between my zones. Wheel routes are not completely broken like they were last year. I really think wheel routes are in a good spot right now. It's like if you put good route combos on the field, then wheel routes are really powerful, but they're not unguardable like they were last year. Now right here, another really good route combo from him, I thought. And it looks like I kind of got an interception maybe through his running back. That kind of makes 2 interceptions for me where I feel like I kind of reached through his player. And again, I'm not complaining because it's helping my team. But again, I don't know how great that is from a gameplay perspective. So we'll see if maybe he's had a couple fluky plays. I don't know. There's not enough data to really know for sure if that's going to be something we see a lot, or if it was just 2 fluky plays that happened you know, early on in this gameplay. Now, right here on 2nd and 6, I really have no idea what I'm reading. It looks like I just immediately threw it away. Looks like I didn't know then, just like I didn't know now what I was reading. I just called a random play and just didn't like anything. So on 3rd and 6, I'm in gun tight, Y off. I think I'm going to call red zone scissors. And so right here, I'm immediately reading the running back who's not open, but the in route at the 2nd level was actually wide open. He had his user on the shorter in route, and we were able to throw the deeper one for the first down just before the pressure got in there. So a nice little dot to get us across the 50 and give us a first down. So now Josh Allen is activated with Bazooka, and I don't know why it seems like it's been easier to activate X Factors lately, but right there, guys, that is one of my favorite route combos out of trips formations, is having that corner route from the inside receiver with the streak from the middle receiver, the zig route from the outside receiver, and it worked perfect there against the cover 3, and it got us down to the 17-yard line, and we got out of bounds with 46 seconds on the clock. Now, right here, it looks like I'm doing the same route combo, and I'm not in love with that because I feel like this is a little bit too close to really run that corner route. You can see me trying to spin. Just like he tried to spin, I tried to spin. It's just built into our muscle memory to spin, and we just can't spin like we used to. That's, you know, it's just going to take some time for us to figure out what the new good skill moves are, and then get that into our muscle memory. Again, my guess is jukes and Reaper Stick and things like that. So now we got some gun tight. I'm not quite sure what I'm reading right here. And it looks like we're just going to take the sack. Huge sack. Really not a good route combo, not a good reprogression. Puts us in a 3rd and 25. So gun tight. Looks like I'm looking for maybe a corner route. Oh my gosh. I remember being really mad about this. Not really mad, but like surprised, because I know it was off balance, but that was a corner route that was thrown wildly inaccurate. And typically, at least in Madden 22, they would kind of overthrow them on the actual route, but he threw it to the middle of the field, which was not something I would have expected him to do on a corner route. So maybe there's just even more risk than before when it comes to making throws under pressure, but that was like wildly inaccurate, and I wasn't ready for it. Now, right here, it looks like I did not set the loop blitz properly, but again, those disengages, guys, the disengages are crazy. And fortunately, we had good blanket coverage. We were able to eventually get the sack. Now, right here is where my opponent is out of timeouts. But like I said before, I'm going to still end up calling some timeouts for him just so like we can get more reps in, because why not? So like right there, he makes the completion, and I kind of realize what's going on. I call the timeout. It's just, you know, when you're playing a lab game, guys, that's basically what this was, is a lab game. Obviously, you're trying, like, you're not trying to turn the ball over. You're trying to score and stuff. But at the same time, you just want to have some sportsmanship, you know? Don't sweat too much, or else people won't want to play lab games with you ever again. And as I say, don't sweat too much, I'm running a loop blitz on him again like I'm the biggest sweat in the universe. But he does almost get out of bounds. He tried to jurtle. Guys, momentum. I'm really wondering what's up with momentum right now, because once again, he had momentum on a hurdle, not jurtle, but it was a hurdle out of bounds, but the tackle kind of stopped his momentum in its tracks and kept him inbounds. And I called the timeout so he get one more play. But again, I'm really kind of wondering what is up with momentum right now. We've had several plays so far that just are a little bit strange from a momentum standpoint. And the final comment on the first half, guys, is right there. My safety. I'm actually going to back up and watch this again. I know I've kind of been letting this run so far. I want you to watch my safety. That's actually a big concern for me, guys, is the fact that my safety watched the ball come at him and refused to, like, go after the ball or attack the ball. And, like, imagine if his guy had actually caught the ball there, and it was, like, an actual, like, say, a weekend league game or something, I would have been raging my face off. And so the first impressions of the first half, guys, are that I feel like the zones don't play as well or react as fast as I did in the beta. I was really happy with how the beta played, and I feel like something changed. It's like something they changed after the beta, in my opinion, reverted things back to being more similar to Madden 22. It's still a better game than Madden 22, to be clear, but I feel like if Madden 22 is here, I feel like the beta was here, and now the full game of Madden 23 is like back down to here. That's just my impressions from playing it so far, at least in the first half. And let's go ahead and get through the second half and see what else we observe. But I'm just telling you that that's how I felt from playing that first half. And it's also kind of how I feel right now getting a couple more games in after this game. So once again, like a big sweat, I am setting up my loop blitz with my defensive tackle and a QB spy. I probably should have been mixing up the coverages more, not just loop blitzing every play, but whatever. And so right here, we are loop blitzing, and I am kind of using over the middle. And again, you know, I feel like my opponent is doing the right thing, which is stepping up in the pocket. And it's weird because it's almost like he's being punished for stepping up because of those like disengages and block sheds. So it's just like, I really don't know if pocket passing is going to be a strong thing this year, because it's like there's not really much time in the pocket. Even if you step up, the chance of a disengage is so high. It really seems like the meta is probably going to be like maybe running and quick passing. Now right here, okay, he did have time in the pocket. I only had, I think, 2 people, like 2 or 3 people rushing, and we actually still almost got in, but he did have a really good pocket right there. And so I'm in a cover 2 drop, I believe. I ended up using a D tackle by mistake. Really good dot from him, and he is starting to move the ball pretty well. And it looks like I'm going to go to DB Fire 2. And by the way, guys, you may remember that in the beta feedback notes from EA, they said that safety subbed in at linebacker. Oh, great pick from Hyde. That's probably, see, that's what I want to see, guys, and that's kind of what the beta felt like. I'm going to back this one up as well. Look at the reaction time from Hyde. And I don't know if it's because he maybe has a zone KO ability or what, but it's like, that's the reaction time I want to see from all defenders. Like, not psychic reaction time, but he actually broke when the ball was thrown. He was looking at the ball, and he broke out when it was thrown. I think that's the kind of realistic reactions that we want to see. Versus you saw the play at the end of the first half where my safety had no reaction at all to the ball. So that was really good. End of the half was really bad. Now I'm in gun tray Y flex, kind of just checking down the running back. And you see I'm not even bothering with spins or jukes. I'm just kind of like, you know, just kind of bobbing and weaving with the left stick, which who knows, maybe that'll just end up being the best move. Just like, you know, 2 years ago, just the stop and go on the left stick was the best skill move in the game. Maybe a little bob and weave will end up being the best thing. Right here, looks like I'm going to hit the corner route again. So even though it was tray Y flex this time, same route combo, corner route from the inside, streak from the middle, and it beats that cover 3 really well. Got us down to the 10-yard line right here. And it looks like I am running dagger. This would be dagger. Kind of close to be running dagger. I'm not quite sure why I called this. Honestly, not a great throw. I think I saw a little seam at the snap and was gonna, I guess I was like, let's test Josh Allen with Gunslinger. Let's see how fast he can zip it in there. Probably a pretty ill-advised throw. Not gonna recommend that one. But it does result in the touchdown, so we'll take it. And then, of course, we're going for 2. We have the same route combo setup as before. We just have the corner route. We have 2 in routes from our middle and outside trips receivers. And let's go ahead and see if it gets open again. And it looks like the route was open. I should have stepped up in the pocket because that guy came in free and obviously hit us. But the route was open, guys. So once again, that's going to be probably one of the most popular 2-point conversion plays, goal line passing plays. It's just that corner route with the 2 in routes in a trip set. All right, so now I'm back in some DB Fire 2, and we are screaming in there. Guys, this is a year to learn your blitzes. I know that, like, maybe every year is a year to learn your blitzes, but especially this year, if you can blitz effectively, you are probably going to shut out a lot of opponents. Don't be like me and screw up your loop blitz, because now I'm just running a 3-man rush with contains, which is really not going to generate much pressure at all. See, all the time in the world, my defensive end got pancaked. Unfortunately for him, an inaccurate throw. I don't know why it was inaccurate. I thought the only defender in the vicinity was laying on the ground. Maybe it was an under pressure from the D tackle, but not quite sure why that one was inaccurate. But here we go, 3rd and 10. I am once again setting up the loop blitz. We're coming around. Good pocket and the sack. Once again, it's weird. It looks like it's good pocket, but he just got clipped by the defensive tackle and it brought him down. So 4th and 12 now. He's got the play action and actually a great throw to the outside. Found a soft spot. I guess I was just kind of having my guys playing a little too far back. Should have had him maybe protecting the sticks. but that gives him a 1st and 10. So I guess it was a cloud flat that was just a little too deep on that. Good pocket again. His O-line's actually holding up really well that time. Great route combo. There's the spin move. I bet you for another month, a lot of us are going to be spinning out of muscle memory. We've been doing it for the last year and making people miss like crazy. It's going to take at least a month to break that habit. And right there, guys, like I said before, the seams. If you want to attack cover 3, hit them up the seams. Honestly, I think seams are going to be good against most coverages this year, especially those high ball seams, but especially if your opponent's playing cover 3, hit him up the seam. It's going to be wide open just like that. So that's on me. I should have been sitting in cover 3 for the entire drive. So I kind of deserve to give up that touchdown. So right here, I am back in gun tray. I guess gun tray is like the New York Jets version of gun trips tight end, but they're essentially the same formation. And I am once again running my favorite route. We got the corner route going to the sideline. And tell you what, man, we are actually, it's kind of like, look at that stat line. We're 13 of 16, which is awesome, but 2 interceptions. So that's less awesome. I guess that means almost every pass gets caught, just not always by our team. But that is the 3rd quarter, and heading into the 4th, I am realizing just from this game that I'm like, I really think I want to start the year off in a gun tray or a gun trips tight end kind of set, just because I'm really liking the spacing. I'm really liking the route combos on it. And it looks like right here, I'm going to go back to, this is an RPO screen. And I really liked the look on that, especially when you have your opponent, not matching each receiver on the outside. You have that numbers advantage. You can go ahead and throw those screens and get some pretty reliable yards. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw it again right there. Get the 1st down. Again, solid, easy 5 yards. And I don't know, I'm just like really enjoying gun tray right here. And so now this looks like what a PA crossers or PA post shot, whatever they call the play. Try a little bit of motion with the slant right here. And I have a feeling this one's going nowhere, but oh, I actually did hit the slant over the middle. Okay, so maybe a decent route combo. There's that spin. I'm going to point it out every single time, guys, just because I'm so used to seeing the spin make people miss. And right here, this is fade smash, and he's in a cover 2 shell, and we hit that fade to the outside, and that is another nice dot right there. And that's going to make the score 20-7. That is the game, guys, because, my opponent, he had to go anyway. But GG's to him. Again, it's not even an actual game. It was a lab game. Those are my thoughts on my first gameplay of Madden 23. There are some good things, but there's a lot of things that I'm a little hesitant about. Now, remember, guys, this is a work in progress version, okay? So by the time you actually play the game on launch day, it's very possible that a lot of the things that I pointed out could end up being fixed. But at the same time, there's also a chance that none of them get fixed. We really don't know until we play the actual game. I'm trying to just be as honest and fair and unbiased as possible. I try not to come into any Madden wanting to love it or hate it. If I'm being totally honest, I probably come in wanting to love it because it's more fun when you love a game. But at the end of the day, I just try to be as objective and unbiased as possible. And so I'm just calling these things like I see it. And I can objectively say that I felt the beta was a better version of the game than what I have played or what I played in this game. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think of this gameplay right here. If you're watching this after Madden 23 has officially launched and you've played the game yourself, let me know what you think. How does this game compare to Madden 22 and other previous Maddens? In terms of gameplay, I think that while Madden 23 is in a better spot gameplay-wise than Madden 22, there are still a fair number of things I'd like to see improvement on. But let me know in the comments what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And also, the YouTube algorithm thinks that you will enjoy the video on the screen right now, so consider checking that one out. Thank you so much once again, guys, for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.